So could your planning use a facelift? One of the things that I find when I work with people, when they come into our world, is that they think they are planning by writing some things down on a piece of paper and then wondering why they're getting so frustrated at not getting anything done and feeling super chaotic, being in that state of chaos, not getting anything done. So in this show, we're going to do the who, the what, the where, the when, and the how of planning. If you like, it's the ABC of planning. And we're going to go through this process to give you an insight into the depth and why you should be planning your time, your energy, and your focus. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Bourman, and if you are coming through, please do hit that like or love button to let me know that you're watching. Please comment and let me know what you would score yourself out of 10 for your own planning. 10 being Einstein level, 0 being a 2-year-old's capabilities of planning. Cool. All right, so let's get into, if you like, the ABC of planning. Now, this is something I would probably spend a whole day doing, and I am doing in a seminar, okay? And we are doing those for free in November in Birmingham. So if you're a busy professional, if you're a business owner, then that might interest you. Go and check the description. Let's do the who. Who should be planning? So I think everybody's slightly different in some way, but I think that the people that feel most frustrated at not getting anything done, the people that are living within a cycle of chaos, the people who are not really moving forwards with their career, with their business, with their health, with their relationships, the people that always say, I don't have enough time, that's who I think should be planning. And you can only answer that question if you look in the mirror and you turn around and go, why am I so frustrated? Why am I not getting anything done? Why do I always feel like I'm behind the curve? Why do I always feel a bit stressed, anxious, and uncertain about where my life is going? Then it's probably because you're not planning, okay? And planning, like I said at the very beginning, isn't necessarily you writing some things down on paper. There is a whole element of structure to it, okay? So what should you be planning? For me, there are 3 key outcomes or elements that we should be managing. And I think if we manage these, they would bring a huge amount of structure, direction, and clarity to your life. Okay. Number 1 is time. You don't have an abundance of time. I know you think you do, and I know you think you're going to get around to it, but it's more than likely that you're not. Okay. We must make sure we're being accountable for our time and making sure we're getting value for our time. Okay. Energy. As we get older, we don't have an abundance of energy. So we have to be able to make sure we're planning our day, that we're getting all of our good stuff and stuff that moves the needle forward, stuff that needs us cognitively done in a specific time of the day. Because the more the day goes on, okay, the less energy that you're going to have, okay? And I think the final one is focus. People are not focused enough. People are not focused enough, and because they're not focused enough, they don't get anything done. We don't spend the time to plan, okay? Plan to plan. Plan to plan is one of the most important things that you could ever do. Setting time aside to plan out your plans, okay? So that's the who, the what, the where. So I also think this is an essential part of your planning. People don't go to an environment where they can think clearly about the things that they need to do with their time, their energy and focus. If you're trying to plan and you've got a 2-year-old that is constantly keep coming into your office and wants to play, if you are in and around the house and people are like, hey, babe, can you just do this for me? Babe, can you just do that for me? And you're getting distracted. You're not being focused on becoming focused, right? So we have to put ourselves in an environment where we're away from all of that chaos and all of that distraction, so that we can actually just spend 20 to 30 minutes planning out the 168 hours that are about to follow the following week, okay? And as soon as you've done that, as soon as you know what you're trying to achieve over the week, right, you can then start making sure that you're planning your day. And then when you get really good at this, you can start planning your 28 days, your 12 weeks, your 6 months and your 1 year and beyond, okay? It's an art, and it's just a case of practicing to get better, okay? So we've done who, what, where, when, okay? When should you plan, okay? Before we get to the how, when should you plan? And I have a system that starts, ironically, today. So today will be the first day that I start thinking about next week, okay? And in theory, to be honest with you, I've already planned next week, because I need to be almost 10 days ahead of where I'm at. And as I get closer, I then home in and go into a little bit more detail on what needs to be done. But on a Wednesday, I will brain dump normally all of the things that I need to start thinking about next week. Thursday, I'll start prioritising that, and then Friday, I will put my first draft plan together. And you might think, well, this sounds like a lot, it's a bit of a ball ache. It's not. It doesn't take a lot of time, because you've done it over 3 days. I could pretty much spend 10 to 15 minutes each day doing it, okay, rather than one big 45-minute session. So Wednesday, brain dump. Thursday, priority. And I will set time aside, literally 15 minutes a day to do that. Okay, it's 1% of your day, by the way. Then on the Friday, I will construct it around my pillars. This is my outcome, this is my outcome, this is my outcome. And for me, I'm basing it on the bigger plan. I'm trying to base everything I do on a week-to-week basis to achieve my 12-week plans. But that's a whole different session. And if you want to learn how to do that, then you should come up to my free masterminds in Birmingham. Then on Sunday night, I will do a clarity check. So the clarity check is sitting down with those plans and going, is this what I want to do? And I'll visualize the week. And then I'll go all in on Monday and making sure I know what I'm doing hour by hour on the Monday. Okay? And if you want to be 10 times more productive than what you're being, 100 times more productive than you're being now, if you want to get more out of what you're doing, if you want to make sure you're consistent with your health goals, if you want to thrive in your career, okay, if you want to build your business, if you want to make sure you've got made time for your family, this is the stuff that you need to be doing, okay? It's not sexy. It's not attractive. Do you know what I mean? It's maybe slightly mundane, but it's the stuff that allows you to have the win. You've got to do the work, okay? And then the how, okay? The how of the planning. So I've written 3 key components here that I was thinking about that are really, really important. And I could spend all day with you on how to do these plans and how to map them out and how to structure them, but I'm not going to. All right, so the things that we have to consider, and these are components, and I don't know whether it's how or not, but we have to be able to break down your goals into the 5 pillars that we run, our elite 5 pillars: health, relationships, personal development, career and fun. And what you have to understand here is, are you planning too much or are you planning too little? And the thing that you have to do to make sure that this is working is you actually have to plan. So you actually have to do the work. If you're not doing the work, you don't know if you're planning too much or too little. So it's your responsibility to go, right, this week I'm going to plan and I'm going to see how it feels. Which brings me on to the second one, which is reflection. Reflection allows you to chip away at those plans, the structures, the routines, the systems, the things that you're doing, and going, that's not quite working, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to change. Then you change it, then you improve it. That's what I've been doing since 2015, every single day. Okay, pretty much 8 years. Every single day, reflection, improve, evolve. And you might have even seen that in my messaging since I've been online. We kind of like micro in, change, evolve, adapt, overcome. All right, so you might plan too much, plan too little, reflect and change it. Okay, and then the last one is, are you doing what you said you were going to do? Because all of the plans in the world mean nothing if you are not doing the work. Okay, so that's where you have to have the discipline, the standards, accountability and the community to be able to make sure you're doing what you're doing. So all of the guys that we work with in our elite brotherhood, all of those guys are following our accountability system, I hope, to make sure that they recognise and are more self-aware about, am I doing what I'm doing? If I'm not, why aren't I? So then we're learning that process, right? This is where the plans come into action. It's like the who, the what, the where, the whens. That becomes the training, if you like, and then the how is the battle. That's when you go into it. That's when you do what you said you were going to do. And the big mistakes for a lot of people when they plan is that they try to do too much too soon. Like, right, let's go. Like new clients that join us, brand new students that come into our world, they want to achieve everything right away, when actually, you know, this is about improving your life for the rest of your life, not 6 weeks or 28 days. It's about forever. Okay, so it's about going, right, I'm going to start nice and steady, and then we go off. And I always use the gym analogy. If you were learning to deadlift, you wouldn't start at 200 kilograms, would you? You would start with the bar. You probably wouldn't even start with the bar. I would start with the movement. Okay, and then I'd introduce the bar. Then I'd introduce some weights. Then I'd introduce more weights. Then we go for a PB. And it's the same with planning. You get better, you become more conditioned, and you become more effective with your time, your energy and focus. Okay? So if you want to learn more about this, okay, there are 3 mentor days that I'm running in Birmingham. Okay? 2 of them are free, one's like a snipper of the price. Okay, Thursday the 23rd is one specifically for business owners, how to run yourself in your business, how to build your business in terms of time, energy, focus, direction, plans, goals, outcomes. Friday's exactly the same, but for driven, busy professionals. Okay, both are free, only limited to 10 places. On the Saturday, we're running a group seminar. I think there's like 130 people coming to join us. There's me, 3 other speakers coming along as well. It's going to be an incredible day. The link, the details are all in the description. Go and check it out. Have an amazing day, and tell me what your number 1 takeaway was from this in the comments as soon as I hang up. Appreciate you all. Take care.